Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. You have just scheduled your consulting call. And we are going to give you some valuable information here that's really important for the call. So, our team is amazing. They are really good at what they do. So, we have a policy to charge a $100 fee if one of three of these things happen. If you don't show up and you don't schedule or reschedule with us, if you show up to the call in a distracted environment and you can't focus, and if you do not watch this video to the end. So just pay attention here, and you won't be like these people here because I'm going to give you some quick information that you're going to want for the call. And feel free to take some notes. So as long as one of those three things don't happen, we're going to get to this call and we're going to reach a conclusion that is going to be clarity. So what are we actually learning here today? I'm giving you my three secrets that are not actually secrets. So it might not be what you're used to hearing, but it is the lens that I'm putting on because of my experience. I think it's very important how we guide our decision making based on the system that we are under. So, in the US, how do births work, right? We're going to talk about an example here, C-sections. About a third of the people that give birth in America are having babies via C-section. And on top of that, 85% of them are likely to have a repeat C-section. So this number is very high. And I found something very powerful when I was looking at other C-section related resources, and I came up with the 20/80 rule. It's how I remember it and how I explain it to people because it is really, really easy to remember. So, from the third of the population that is having C-sections, only 20% of them are going to try to have a VBAC, a vaginal birth after C-section. Why only 20%? I don't know. Truthfully, but the more important part is the 80, right? About 80% of the 20% of women that try are successful. So look at those numbers. If you try, you're pretty likely to succeed. So do people just not know that? That's why I share it so often, because it is a very powerful way to reclaim some decision making, which is basically what we're experts at. And we love birth plans, they are very necessary. But before we start to fill out those questions, we need to understand how the world around us works, how the community is, what resources we have in the community, because that's real life, right? That's your real life. Who's local to you, who's physically there to support you. I think about all those things. And I've always done that for all the families that I've worked with. That's why this is so natural to me. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Terry Wong. I am the director here at Whoosah Baby, and I love working with families. It's never been happy-go-lucky. I started as a social worker, ACS, working with families with child abuse and neglect. It was really hard work. And I learned quickly that these systems, there are systems that exist, and all we were there to do is hold their hand while they went through the systems, and I saw that there. We'll go back to that because I decided to go back and study global health and public health, because is it like this everywhere, right? Um, is that something we're asking? Because if it's different, then we need to support it in a different way. And I've supported so many families all throughout my travels, and a great skill that I love being able to pass on to everyone I work with is new sort of flexibility, right? When things don't go the way we expect, are we going to be fluid, right? Can we be flexible? Is there any space to be flexible? And if there is, we're going to be flexible, because we are living in this environment, right? We should get to know it better, um, all the good and all the bad, because if it impacts us, we should know it, right? And I value sharing information over everything, because this is yours now. Now that you know, it's not turning back. You're anyone that you ever speak to about this, you're going to bring this up because it's interesting indeed. Uh, it helps to make the picture very clear. And because the odds are not in our favor, this is a saying by Confucius that I think resonates with how we need to plan. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps, right? Um, just full stop. Let's ask, is there anything else we can do? Because I don't think we ask that enough. Um, why is it like this? Did we always need to question everything? Why do we need to do all this planning? I feel like we didn't have to plan this much back in the day, right? Well, back in the day, we didn't know that there's money to be made from our bodies, right? Um, and we can make our own decisions very easily and empower our whole families to enjoy their life, because we have the skills. We have been there for each other. We're sharing and learning, because every experience is different. And I'm just so happy to absorb all of this so that I can give it back to the world in a way that I feel is easy to absorb, because I just want everybody to know. There's so much I have to share, but if you don't think it's relevant or interesting, then you're probably not listening. These three secrets are fun to tell, because who is going to question me when I tell you that the US healthcare system is a business? A business is designed to make money. Only in the US. No, not only in the US, but particularly in the US, we need to know what we need to do, because the systems, the policies, they exist and they might lead to a bigger bill and unwanted uh, additional services, right? Now that you know it's a business, you need to position yourself to navigate through this system without getting caught, right? Without getting caught in a failure to progress, or the machine is not working properly. It's an emergency. Full stop. Is it an emergency? If you are navigating the system well, you'd know that we probably have planned for this. So let's look at the plan, right? If we have spent time planning births like they are weddings, then I'm 100%, I'm very sure that people will be a lot more satisfied if it was expertly planned. And with planning, it comes with resources, it comes with experts, they have their own connections, they can get information, and all of this helps save you time, money, headache, feeling alone, because these decisions are not easy to make, right? But after you have all the information, I think it's easy to be confident in the choices that you have, because we're sharing the education with you. This is what the research says. So, if the research is relevant, if it's related to you and it's not too old, then we are making a lifelong impact by doing all these steps to prepare, to plan, to navigate, to avoid giving the hospitals more business. um, your care will be customized very simply, because you're, from day one, from the first time you speak to us, you're going to be telling our consultant how you envision your birth, and that's how we're going to customize it. We're listening to you. It's your birth. We are now experts because you are the expert of your body. And together, as a team, we're going to save money, time, headache. We're going to be able to hash things out so that you feel confident in your choices. We love, we believe that people love the course, and research is a bonus in there. We go way deeper than we need to, but all of this has a lifelong impact. I hope that you share all of these skills to everyone that you meet that you think will take the time to listen to it, because, like I mentioned, you're the one at risk of being business. You're the one that needs to make the decisions and navigate, go through the system. And I want you to feel like you have prepared yourself, right? Because if you are taking care of you, your plans will be well thought out. We'll have mental backup, we have practical backup. There is key things that we highlighted that we think should be mandatory, and it's also what we would want you to start addressing first, because it will set the stage for everything else that you go. It's particularly designed in that way so that you can quickly and easily make the hard decisions, hash everything out, because at the end of the day, we need sustainable results. And even if we don't know how we're going to get there, we're going to get there together. We're going to win. And you know that you have two options. You can do it by yourself, or you can do it together. And reaching out for a call has already shown that you want results, you want help, and we're definitely going to help you, because this part here takes a lot of time, but our consultants are so good at giving you enough time to share your true feelings so that we can find the clarity of how you feel and how you want to feel, right? Because if those things can be changed, then you're confident and you're going to feel empowered and you're going to have the knowledge to do all the things that you want, right? We want you to have the power here. And how we help our clients is through the Birth Wisdom Mastery Program. Like I mentioned, the mandatory courses will give you the basic skills, right? And I'm 100% sure those percentages will look pretty good. But no matter how the call goes, you are still continuing to make a plan. You should have at least made a few steps forward, right? Bring some clarity to something that you wasn't so clear about before, that you didn't know that you know now. But the call is not enough, right? We're going to need a bit more time and some reading. And with all of that, you're going to increase your options exponentially. The faster you get through this, the more decisions you have. That's just how the timeline works. So, because we care about your family, we want to work together. And these are all the resources that we have designed into a fun, interactive, real life support system, right? We are all masters. We are mastering our skills, right? And through experience, through study, through our peers. There are so many ways to learn, and we have you covered for sure. And if you could just plop it in there like a floppy disk and know everything from A to Z related to babies and beyond, then that would be great, right? But it shows that we are getting results. It is not going in one ear and out the other. It is getting absorbed, man. When I work with families, they thank me for things that they have done for themselves. And it's funny because I'm here as a guide, and how much is this going to cost me, right? Just to put things in perspective, if there's one preventable C-section, that's about 35K down. And if there are two, because it is very likely that if you have one, you will get a two, and that's 71K straight through the insurance, right? I think that it is worth it to have a team, a special baby planning team, because we are only extending invites to those that will enrich and get results from our program. There is work to be done. And on that call, sometimes you realize things that you have never thought of before, but it's because we're going straight deep on the first call. So we're almost done here. I'm going to answer a few questions that might be common. I trust my provider. Do I need this? I'm going to ask you, how well do you think your provider knows you? Because I think about the time that I spend with my doctor and how well they know me, and no, they're not going to give me what I need. I need to Google. I need to do my own research so that I know that I'm getting the full picture. What if I already took a childbirth education course? Wonderful. I'm glad that this information is not new to you, but I'm going to present it to you in a different way. We are focused on decision making, and it may not have been presented to you in the same way. I'm going to be very straight cut and forward and tell you where I see the advantages and disadvantages. So know that although the course, right, how much time do I need, is going to take you about a week, There's more time invested when you just think about the things that we talked about. And where do we start? Once you join the program, you conduct the assessment, and we're going to go from there to prioritize, right? Where we spend our time, where are our biggest questions, so that we can be a master at birth, right? Um, Before your call, this is the end. Please remember to save a full hour. Please do not drive, do not work. And that way we can really cover basically everything from A to Z. Yeah, that's what my consultants can do. But if you're not able to do that, then we have that $100 fee that we don't want to do. So, again, congratulations on booking the call. I hope that you really enjoy it and bring the energy. Our consultants are there to help, they only want to help. So, I look forward to speaking with you when you join, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.